You okay? Something is wrong? Want to go up? Just a few of the hand signals that hopefully you're aware of, because hopefully they've been introduced at some point during your diver education. But what they're not doing is they're not identifying specifically if the diver feels unwell or if they feel ill. Recently, the dive community has made a brand new hand signal that covers just that, and it was introduced very recently in a training bulletin. So let's take a look at it now. Okay, so as you can see from that, it's basically a big hand circle that is covering the head and the upper torso. And what they're saying in this instance is, I am ill, I feel unwell. That way we now have a specific identifier that a diver feels ill or unwell. So what we can do then is more accurately and quickly deal with that issue. We're not going to be wasting unnecessary time trying to communicate with other hand signals what the problem may be, when that could be time spent dealing with it or maybe getting the diver out of the water. What we don't want is we don't want divers to be in a position where they feel ill or feel unwell and then also feel they can't accurately communicate that to a dive leader, a dive buddy, a dive group, and then them themselves feel the need at some point to just, go up, get out of there and end up making a solo ascent. Making a solo ascent is something that is discouraged at the best of times, never mind when you're also feeling ill. We don't want divers to be doing this, because if they become unresponsive upon that ascent or, indeed when they get to the surface, then this is just going to add to the problems and, escalate things rather quickly. So we want to discourage that from happening. So this hand signal is hopefully going to cut that time down. It's going to let buddies know to stay close to that diver if indeed you remain in the water, pay much closer attention to them, or indeed go with them to the surface if getting out of there is the thing that you decide is best to do. What incident reports do suggest is that people who become unresponsive while ascending or at the surface have generally got a pre-existing medical condition, or they already feel ill or unwell, prior to the dive, which could be the contributing factor to this happening. Okay, that's not to say that that happens in all instances, but it's just something that has been noted on incident reports. But by having this signal, it's something that we basically, we shouldn't just dismiss it if we have to give it, or if we, see it being given to us by another diver. That is your trigger. Pay close attention to that diver, keep a check on them, or maybe take them to the surface if that's what warrants it. So if you are already an instructor, maybe you're thinking, well, where do I integrate this skill? Well, integrate it everywhere. Thinking of every course and, my knowledge of diving courses, there's basically not a single course where there isn't an appropriate place to introduce this, anywhere from open water all the way through to instructor training. There is relevance to this, and there is always going to be a place where you can implement it. I guess the sooner we start doing it, the sooner people start using it, and it's going to minimize the chance of any unwanted events happening in the water. Okay, so stay safe, educate your divers, keep a lookout for this hand signal just in case you're unfamiliar with it. Hopefully now you are familiar with it and you can act accordingly. Until next time.